One of the most difficult parts of being a district attorney wasn't just prosecuting criminals. It was seeing and speaking to the victims and their families. Over those years and after witnessing thousands of crimes, I asked myself a million times over and over again, why? Why do people commit these horrible acts? What could have been done differently to prevent these tragedies? Sadly, there were too many times where there really wasn't a clear answer. There are truly evil people in this world, and yet there are times when we can work to help prevent other horrific acts from occurring, whether through increased education, community outreach, or legislative action. We've done it for domestic violence, for drunk driving, for child abuse, and for specific types of hate crimes. One area where we can do more is gun violence. A little over a week ago in Charleston, South Carolina, a hate-filled and deranged gunman entered a church and took 9 innocent lives. In the days after, much of the discussion has focused on the Confederate flag and its place on state and federal and hallowed grounds, and in my opinion, it has no place there. And while that's a symbol of injustice that must be addressed, there's another injustice that needs remedy too: the loss of innocent lives at the hands of people who should not have guns. According to the Council on Foreign Relations, the U.S. has the highest homicide by firearm rate among world's most developed in our whole world. Researchers from the State University of New York and Oswego and Texas State University compared U.S. incidents of mass shootings to 10 other nations, including England, Australia, France, Germany, China, among others. For the time period where they were received, they found that there were 23 incidents of mass shooting in the 10 countries combined, leaving 200 dead and 231 wounded. Over the same time period, the U.S. had 133 incidents, resulting in 487 dead and 505 wounded. Some were racial or religious hate crimes. Some were incidents where the assailant suffered from mental illness. All marked our failures to adequately protect our citizens. Elie Wiesel once said that the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of life is not death, it's indifference. We can no longer allow our lawmakers, many of whom are my colleagues in Congress, to remain indifferent to this problem. This isn't an issue of taking away people's guns. It's an issue of preventing people who shouldn't have guns from getting them. And for that, we need common sense gun laws in this country. As we approach the anniversary of our country's independence, let's free ourselves from this horrific trend. For the innocent children just attending school in Sandy Hook, for the theater goers simply looking for entertainment in Aurora, Colorado, for the employees simply going to work in Washington, the Navy Yard, for the 9 churchgoers in Charleston, South Carolina, and for all of us who carry on.